I love haircuts, by the way.
Nice, Cholera.
Yeah, no, I know. That was Counter-Strike Online.
What?
You see, that girl is not any of the playable characters on Counter-Strike. I want her to be, but she's not. But anyway,
See, this is the great thing about being synced with Cholera. You get to see exactly what he sees exactly the same time, and I saw that, I was like, oh no.
by the way, it would be nice actually when you're posting. This is just my quick request. Just say where you're from. Like, even if it's not like an opinion or whatever, just say like, hey, I'm from Germany, I'm from New Zealand, I'm from the USA, woo, you know, like, that'd be nice, just so we know, because I think that would be a nice statistic to have. I know a lot of people who PM me were from Sweden and from Germany, so shout out to you guys. And of course to all the Americans too, obviously, who are up at 6 a.m. right now watching with us.
Yay. I think it's
Hey, it just
more
started raining again over here on the Sacramento region where I am. Just started hearing raindrops on the. I wonder what the weather like is in other places.
I'm pretty sure it's clear here, but I think it's more of a I guess chore for the people on the West Coast to just stay up this late and keep watching this, because I mean I went to bed and woke up bright and early for this. I'm gonna go back to sleep after this is over, but at least that's the plan. Not sure if I'm going to be able to at this point, because if it keeps going as it is now, wow. But yeah, I think it's more of a hassle for the people on the West Coast to do this, just because it's so much later there, and you don't really have the option of going to sleep beforehand. What do you think about that, Moletrap?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I think it's tougher.
Nice. What is this I Love Uv?
Exactly.
Is this I Love Uv drinking something? Like a cup of soup or something? I want to watch this commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Fantasy.
Oh, it's the S. No, that was Go Rush. That's Fantasy.
Go Rush. I know that's Go Rush. Yeah, Fantasy's talking to Go Rush. Maybe Midas is cooking for them. I think this is gonna be at the end like a soup commercial where Midas stands there with like, "This is the soup of champions."
Yeah.
I just made lunch for you guys. Alright, so for those of you who didn't get the joke, there's this funny picture of series of pictures of Midas cooking for I Love Uv, and I Love Uv's eating like this big steak, and now he's drinking this. Is that like a potion maybe? I don't know what it was. I did not.
He's getting it. He has to have the potion to
potion.
get his wrists back, because he's now a player coach, which is definitely something also to note, is that UUV is back. He's not technically retired anymore.
I think he's,
which is freaking awesome.
Is he gonna play Fantasy right now? I think that's what this commercial is trying to tell us.
Yeah, he's getting himself warmed up again. He's turning macro mode on.
Fantasy's crying in a corner right now, so Uvi's gonna fill in for him and play the last game.
Yeah, that could be a good idea. I wish I'm sure Alibu is wishing he could do that right now. Alibu is of course a great champion from the past. 2 OSL titles under his belt, and those are a bunch of scary ghosts from Scream, I guess. But yeah, he's got two OSL titles under his belt, and you know, I mean, he's never got the golden mouse, but certainly if Fantasy somehow pulls this off, I think he'll be vindicated in some ways. But right now, it's looking harder and harder for that to happen.
Yeah, there's a little bit of. Yeah, me too. A little bit of a stat on UV that's just kind of random, but at one point in his career, he had an 80% win rate over all 3 matchups, which is absolutely ridiculous. Having an 80% win rate in one matchup, as we saw by Best, is like almost unheard of now. But having it in overall over in all three. Having 65 is really good now, and that's something that I think only Flash and maybe I think Stork also has a 65 overall. But yeah, V in his prime was just absolutely ridiculous, and
yeah,
I'm just kind of surprised that Fantasy we aren't seeing the same thing from Fantasy. It's just kind of disappointing.
Well, I mean, I'm not really surprised because you know, there's only one I Love V at a given time, and Fantasy so far hasn't impressed me. I mean, it's hard to just because you're from SKT1 and a Terran doesn't make you, you know, doesn't make you I Love V or Boxer or anything like that. But
doesn't even make you Midas.
Since Midas, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't mean you can do
Midas has
ceremony
never
stuff.
won.
Midas is, yeah. Midas can't even shake his fist properly after winning a game. But anyway, that's a different story.
Midas is so cool that when he wins a game, he beats up his own mascot.
Of course, have you seen Bunky? He really deserves to get beat up.
Oh man, look at this. Just look at this beautiful play here from Stork. That is really nice micro there. I didn't even, to be honest, I didn't know if that was possible that he could do that. Pull them in and out and then kill all the mines by having them explode on each other.
I've seen somebody do that with reverb.
Fantasy's at a side deficit right now. He's at like, I can't see it, 45 out of 44.
Yeah, some kind of side.
He just got enough side to build more units and then lost at depot again.
Ouch.
Can you say owned? That's a lot of mines.
Oh, that was beautiful. Wow, killing those vultures. Yeah, basically right now we're watching. I know, and you know, Stork. It's interesting. It's just oh, this is a replay. Okay, I thought it was a first-person mod. Obviously, it's not. Never mind. Yeah, Stork just owning it up inside the base there.
We got a shot of Fantasy here. By the way, before I forget again, I keep saying, I keep trying to remember to say things and I forget to. So while I remember, part of the reason why I kind of jumped in a little bit there, I'm sorry to you guys about that, but since I'm at the source, if I'm casting like play-by-play, then I'm actually going to be on sync when it's broadcast out to the entire webs. So that's kind of why I jumped in a couple of times there when there was something completely crucial going on, you know, that was happening like by the second. But just kind of keep that in mind. So again, I'm sorry to you guys if I'm like, yeah. I think sorry if I'm talking about stuff before you guys see it because, like I said, I think you should do.
I think you should do the play-by-play actually for the next game. And we'll just kind of, you know, if that's the case, we'll just kind of like add in our thoughts, but you can do the play-by-play. Yeah. Anyway, before we forget, do sign up for Diggity's Child's Play Endurance Tournament. The Endurance Tournament, which benefits Child's Play's charity, is going on. You don't have to pay to sign up. What was the URL again? Moletrap, I don't know if you remember.
sc2gg.com/endurance.
Yep, it is.
That's that's actually where you donate. I don't know if you mean to sign up for the tournament itself.
Yeah, to sign up for the tournament. Actually, I think in my channel I do have a video for it, and it has the link to it. But yeah, anyway, the Endurance Tournament, there's a lot of different games. It's not just all, like, if you don't like playing standard one-on-one, you can play BGH, you can play Fastest. There's a bunch of strange games there. Like, there's one-on-one too, but there's like UMS games. So definitely should be interesting.
Actually, I think the Fastest in the BGH tournaments already happened. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I know the Micro Wars tournaments were supposed to happen, but no one showed up, so they haven't happened yet. So I'm not sure exactly what happened with that. I don't know if they're going to be rescheduled or not, but yeah. But if you haven't heard though, the prizes have been increased.
I know.
I think the top donator is getting like a StarCraft 2 beta key, OMFG. I'm so jealous. I wish I could donate money to.
Well, I think the donators are also, according to Diggity, either they're going to play with JF, Team Melee with JF, or commentate with you and me, actually. And that'd be awesome, too.
Just the same.
Yeah, a lot of, sorry. I think we were going to do something about other top donators get to, do a commentary with us. We were trying to figure out something to get more people involved, and so what we were thinking about doing is maybe if we reach the goal of $2,000, then we'll do something special for everyone. because right now we're not quite there yet. We want to try and get the $2,000 mark before the and it'd be pretty easy to do. I mean, like Diggity said, it'd be like if everyone on the stream right now, if everyone donated like $1, then that would get us to the $2,000 mark that he wants to give for for the charity. So, and that'd be cool. And it's just, if you haven't heard, it's a charity that basically helps out kids during Christmas time and like gives them toys and video games and stuff. And so Christmas is coming up, so it'd be a good time to anyway, yeah,
to get StarCraft 2 or some other awesome game. That would be great for Christmas. But anyway, so right now we're seeing. Yeah, it's not gonna be
out by next Christmas.
I don't know when the ETA is for StarCraft 2.
Does it matter? Because Blizzard always pushes it back like 5 times anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Man, just look at the intensity on Stork.
To get started, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying Stork just has been looking so intense. Did you see after the second game he was almost meditating? I mean, he's just completely serious about this series, like Moletrap is saying. He's not like before where you went in a little bit cocky, a little bit unprepared. I mean, he knows that he has the tendency to choke, and I think this time around he just wants it not to happen. He's willing it not to happen. I mean, he can feel, I think, the cold steel of the OSL trophy against his lips as he kisses it. Like, I think he's just like dreaming about making out with that trophy, because that's evidently what you do if you win the OSL. You don't go to your girlfriend, you do a July and you make out with a trophy for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's interesting noise.
Alright, Moletrap, the game is starting, so what are...
It's a girlfriend, too.
The game is starting. We have Fantasy in the orange, Terran in the bottom right, and we're going to have Stork in what looks like white. I believe he went Protoss this game. Kind of a bold move, choosing Protoss. He's one of the best Protoss players in the world, so I kind of expected him to go Zerg just to mess with Fantasy a little bit, but he has decided to go for the Protoss. He's in the top right. He's in orange. I'm gonna give a shout out to Kolmia, by the way. Kolmia is awesome. Every time I go in the chat channel, he's like, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Moletrap," because that's what I'm saying on my commentaries. And he just PM'd me after I talked about that. He said, "I don't know what the heck you're talking about, but link me and I'll donate." And that is just awesome that he didn't even know what the heck was going on. And he's like,
awesome, man.
So, props to him. Anyway, yes, moving on with the game. It looks like Fantasy's planning down his supply depot. Very exciting move by him.
Move.
Very, very bold indeed. I was kind of surprised that he decided to go for the supply depot before factory. But, whatever he wants to do, he's a pro gamer here. And, I wouldn't be surprised if Stork just tries to play this one straight up and, just go for a straight up game, trying to because he knows he can outplay Fantasy, and he's got 3 tries to do it. So, the chances are he'll win at least 1 of the 3 games straight up, and,
especially because
basically I see him going for that. Although it'd be really exciting to see him go for his speed shuttle build that he has on this map too.
I'm not sure how well that would work against Terran though, because Terran, it's a lot easier to just get up turrets, and it's a lot more standard in the build order than it is for Protoss to get up cannons. So I'm not expecting him to go any kind of speed shuttle build or anything like that. What I am expecting him to try and do is to basically focus his entire game on claiming the high ground, because if he can deny Fantasy that high ground, then he will win this game, because that's the thing that makes this map slightly Terran favored, even though technically the map is 7-7 for PvP or PvT. But the thing that would make it slightly favored towards Terran is that high ground in the middle and the ramps leading up to it. But if he can claim that, and if he can keep Fantasy from getting that, he will have this game and he will have the series.
Yeah, I think the geography of the map definitely favors Terran a lot. Basically how it works is you have your main base on top of a plateau, you have a ramp leading to a low ground with a mineral-only expansion and an expansion with gas, so 2 naturals, and then you have immediately around that high ground which has ramps leading down to your expansions. So if Stork can hold Fantasy to his, you know, kind of quadrant of the map, he'll have the game. But if Fantasy, it's much easier for Fantasy to try to hold Stork to his quadrant. And it looks like Stork's going for that robotics facility. So we could be seeing a fast Reaver drop actually after all.
Shout out to Gurr, huh?
Yep, I'm still there. I was actually just waiting for you to...
Is Gurr in our chat room?
Don't know. No, on the thread there's somebody holding up a poster for Gurr, and I was like, wow, that's old school.
He's in the audience. I think we saw him earlier, right? Anyway,
yeah.
An interesting note here. This is really a funny stat right now, because on this map, Stork is 4-0 on this map. 4-0, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what Fantasy's record on this map is? 0-4. Ouch. Quick Reavers coming out here. Robotics facility going down. A robotics support bay, rather. You know, he may not go for speed shuttles, but he's definitely going for some very quick Reavers here. Luckily for Fantasy, he doesn't seem to be going for a command center yet.
He was. No, he was.
Oh, he is going for command center?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. Oh, there it is on the mini-map too. So, bad news for Fantasy, he is not going to have his turrets up by the time this stuff comes out, I think. The shuttle's already out, the Reaver's on its way. Even if Stork waits, then he's only waiting for shuttle speed, and then it's just going to be that much more devastating. I think that Fantasy is in for a world of hurt here. I am so excited. I can smell the OSL trophy as if I was a demon that had possessed Stork's nose. It is that close. Wait, actually, DJ said he farted. That's what it was. Sorry, but nonetheless, Stork is so close to victory.
Yep. Fantasy looks like he's gone mines first here. And go ahead.
Okay, I think this build is really good on this map, because not only do you get that, you get the Reavers, and you have the option of that speed shuttle build, which is what Stork used so well against Best with that 27 kill Reaver. I'm not sure if you've seen the picture that I got, that screenshot. Oh my god, 27 kills. Anyway, but yeah.
Wait, here, hold on a second. Here comes the Reaver in the shuttle right now. There is a turret up. It's gonna drive the shuttle away. 2 Zealots dropping out with the Reaver. Oh, the Reaver hitting both tanks. The Zealots giving chase here. If he can get one more hit off, one more Scarab on that group of tanks, that will be game right there. Scarab going off. Okay, I'm sorry. The first Scarab did not hit that tank perfectly. Oh, the Reaver goes down. The Reaver goes down and the tanks survive. Wow, Stork is shocked almost as much as I am here. Stork did not accomplish very much at all with that right now. So even though Stork looked like maybe I declared his victory too soon there, because now he's at a little bit of a disadvantage. He doesn't really have anything going for him. He's only got one gateway, a few Dragoons. If Fantasy decides to push out here, which it looks like he's going to try and do, this could be pretty bad for Stork. He's repairing up his tanks, and once those tanks are good to go, this could be bad news. And here's what I was talking about before: Stork pushing up, putting a little pressure on with his Dragoons just to put the pressure on and keep the push from coming a little bit quicker.
Yep, we're seeing the tanks moving out now for Fantasy. I was actually really impressed there with Fantasy's micro. There's some really strong tank and Marine micro there, managing to pick off the Reaver without taking any damage. You know, these programmers have such good knowledge of how Reaver Scarabs work and how long you can drag them before they become ineffective, and I think he really made sure that he you know, didn't lose his tanks using that trick. But anyway, Stork looks like he's being pushed back with his 4 Dragoons here back towards his base. Stork has double expanded, meanwhile. He's taken the island expansion behind his base. That's why he likes this, one of the reasons why he likes this shuttle first strategy, this fast shuttle strategy, is because he can pick up that free expansion behind his base. But he's gotten this double expansion, and I'm interested to see how he's going to react to this, because Fantasy is going to have a really strong push here. If he can get onto that high ground right here that you see, he's going to just be able to shell that expansion pretty soon, and Stork is going to be in a terrible position. So we're going to have to see how Stork reacts to this. Fantasy also using sort of the slow push method. He has turrets up, and he has buildings floating over the turrets just to prevent Stork from target firing them, I guess. So
Stork is
really
running
fancy
around
with a
the
nice
units.
push.
Stork is going to be pushing into Fantasy's natural here.
Yeah, Stork is pushing in here, and no, it looks like forces are actually going to drive him back. He's got another shuttle floating around. I don't know what's inside that shuttle right now. I don't know if it's another Reaver or if it's a Watts. Oh, there's a Reaver. Yeah,
Reaver popping off a couple. Oh my God, he loses another Reaver! Stork has just lost another Reaver. He's managed to take out the tanks this time, though. But I think that's going to allow Stork a little bit of time. If he hadn't taken out at least that tank, he'd have been in a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, wow, Fantasy setting up a nice little containment here. And Stork doesn't have a whole lot to do about it, but now he actually comes in from both sides and does manage to take out that tank, and that's going to buy him some vital time. I think he may have even lost that shuttle. Did you see what happened to the shuttle in that whole mix?
Not sure. I think it actually might still be alive on the minimap. I can see it. But I think that was definitely worth it for Stork. No, actually, that was an observer. Yeah, I think he did lose a shuttle, but I think that was worth it. I mean, the cost of a Reaver and a shuttle, but to pretty much break this contain. But wow, Fantasy, smart move there. He's planted his barracks, and he's using it as a wall, and also is using it to fill that bunker. I like that play from Fantasy, so it looks like Stork won't actually be able to break through yet. And meanwhile, we're seeing the Reaver trying to chase away these vultures inside of Stork's base. Fantasy has just gotten one vulture in, though, among the minerals, and Stork is probably going to clean that up with this Reaver, although he did lose, I think, 4 probes there. Fantasy now just continuing with the slow push, and this is what I mean. This is why I think this map is pretty much favored towards Terran, is because they can use siege tanks to abuse this high ground so much and creep into the natural expansion. So Stork is going to need some serious breakout strategy here. You know, a really good breakout move, and otherwise he is going to lose this game, I think.
Yeah, we're probably going to see Stork, well, actually looks like he's going to try and go around from the side here with some Reavers. He needs to be careful. There are tanks there, Stork. Watch out. He's going to just try and hold this off as long as possible. And generally what you see Protoss do in this kind of a situation is just try and build up as many forces in their base as possible. And then at the last moment, when he thinks it's just, you know, he can't wait any longer, then they'll throw all their forces out of their front door and try and break out, or at least push back the containment. But it is, I mean, this is a really nice map for containment, so it's going to be really difficult for him to pull something like that off. He's at least going to need zealot speed probably in order for it to work. And yeah, you can see him kind of getting some forces situated in his natural. But in the meantime, I mean, he can't really use those Reavers right now at this front door, so he's going to try and do some harassment with them. And maybe if he can take out some SCVs, it'll slow down this push. But instead, he just keeps dropping them out and trying to take out reinforcement forces, and he's taking a lot of hits on his Reavers. He's taking out a tank here and a couple of vultures here and there, but I don't think he's quite accomplishing enough with all these Reavers.
And he lost another Reaver too, so yeah.
I mean,
things not looking too good right now.
Right, I mean, Stork is, I think it's smart that he's trying to take out the reinforcements. He needs to stop the accumulation of tanks inside that natural expansion, because right now I think he's at 4 tanks right now. Fantasy has 3 tanks actually, but a lot of vultures, 4 tanks now, and you know, that bunker.
Oh, here
Stork
comes the breakout. Here comes the breakout. Yeah. The zealots are running in. He takes out the initial line of tanks, but no, he has to fall back. He does not have enough zealots going in there. And there is a ton of vultures on that ramp. It's going to be really difficult for Stork to penetrate that wall of vultures right now. And he just, I mean, he's lost all of his zealots as well. So Fantasy's contained holds, even though Stork trying to break out there. He only committed his zealots, though. He's only lost a few dragoons. So he still has another chance to break out, though, I think. But things still looking a little bit dire for Stork. Have you actually seen a Nexus go up in the top right-hand corner? I know he dropped a probe up there, but I don't know if he's actually set up that base or not.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I guess he actually hasn't. Yeah, I really like this the slow push here from Fantasy. He knows that he doesn't want to get taken advantage of from the shuttle drops on top of his forces, and I like the fact he's also building these buildings out there. Really makes it hard for the Protoss to rush his zealots through like that. And you know, this is the, yeah, I mean, there's a supply depot, there's the racks, second racks, I guess, or maybe that was his first racks got destroyed actually. But there's just all that debris up there, all that stuff. That's going to make Stork, I think it's going to be nearly impossible for Stork to break out. So I think the fact that if the Terran push is just so strong on this map, because you have such a powerful siege position, is going to make it hard. And Stork with the breakout attempt, Moletrap, why don't you commentate this?
Well, by the time you told me to
yeah, exactly.
The breakout attempt on my side had fizzled out, so not too much going on there. And Stork critically just does not have any troops on the ground at this point. He's got maybe a dozen Dragoons total around. He's got a few Zealots, and he's got another barracks now floating up in the air. Jeez, this is just looking pretty bad for Stork. I'm surprised he's not trying to, you know, like shuttle ferry troops out to the side or something like that, to try and get a flank on the contain or something of that sort, or try for getting some Templar. I'm not exactly sure what he's up to. Maybe he's up to something that I didn't even realize. Okay, so here's some Zealots trying to take out a new command center, but just kind of a pithy attempt here. Yeah, Stork trying to go down his own ramp, under tank fire, vultures in the way, keeping him from running down his own ramp, and they're showing fantasy, so I believe Stork has GG'd. Stork finally losing a game here. I think it all kind of came back to those Reavers in the beginning. If he hadn't lost those Reavers in the beginning, he would have had more of a fight, but after that, he just didn't have anything to stop fantasy from containing him.
Yeah, there was that one turret also. That hero turret was what forced him into that battle with the two tanks. It deterred him from going right for the mineral lines. So Fantasy actually, I think, was very, very smart there and going for that very fast turret right next to his command center. He knew something was up, of course, because he saw Stork had blocked his ramp to his main. He wasn't going for any kind of expansion, so it had to be something like DTs or Reavers. But the next map is going to be Plasma, and Plasma is going to really favor Stork here. I mean, usually it's not such a Protoss favorite map, but what exactly has Stork been doing? What do you think his plan is for Plasma? Do you think it's going to be something like fast Reavers? Do you think it's going to be something like fast carriers? Or is it going to be some kind of big macro build, like, you know, multiple Nexuses really soon?
I could easily see a triple Nexus build. Maybe even going, well, I mean, not like triple Nexus and like triple Nexus before Gateway or anything like that, but getting his third base really quickly, and it's because of the way that the map is set up. Yeah, siege tanks break through those lurker eggs really well, but then again, it still takes a long time and a lot of concentration for you to break through the mineral lines. And if he does something, or the lurker eggs, and if he does something, especially like a Reaver kind of harass, assuming he doesn't again, which was what really killed him in the last game, you cannot lose that Reaver. But anyway, yeah, if he goes and he doesn't lose the Reaver and does some kind of really good Reaver harass to get his 3 bases up, he could do just about anything off of that, including his favorite carriers, which work really well on the map because of the way that some of the bases on the high ground, some are, and then majority's on the low ground, but the high ground is, you can basically hit anything from the high ground.
I agree. I think my prediction is this: if Fantasy doesn't go for a 2-fact push, or maybe some kind of drop, if he doesn't go for a fast 1-base strategy, I think he's going to lose the game, because Stork is just, on Plasma, he's going to pick up all those free bases around the map. But we have seen, though, Terrans go for that 2-fact push successfully against Protoss so many times since Plasma has been introduced. What we see is Protoss generally try to go for the 14X, and then afterwards they just get run over by a 2-factory push from the Terran. They just break through those lurker eggs and just get into the base, and the Protoss is often not prepared for that. But on the other hand, since we've seen it so many times, I think Stork is going to have to be mentally prepared and probably practice against 2-factory pushes a lot. So either he's going to have a good counter for it when he goes 14Xs, or he's going to not go for a fast expand and try to go for some fast tech of his own. We're going to have to see, though.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I just have a feeling about it for some reason. The way Fantasy plays, I have a feeling he is probably going to go for a quick 2-fact push of some kind. Hopefully Stork will counter with his in-base proxy gateway build, where he builds his gateways next to your command center and and owns you, and there's nothing you can do about it. That'd be pretty cool. No, seriously though, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what Stork's gonna do. I think he's still feeling pretty confident, honestly, even though Fantasy took that game. I'll bet Stork is just like, okay, yeah, I lost those Reavers, I got contained, what else could I do?
I could...
Fantasy... Okay, go ahead. Anyway, I was gonna say Fantasy is probably still a little bit shaken, but...
Yeah. Stork doing is almost like an adaptation of what he did against Best, and maybe doing a Manor Pylon but instead of 2 gates trying to win the game, 1 gate trying to just really screw Fantasy up, and then maybe steal gas and stuff, because it takes Marines forever to kill lurker eggs. If you steal gas, that means his tech is so slow, and you really need tanks to break through these lurker blocks. And if he can do something like he did against Best here on this map against Fantasy, that would put him miles ahead to begin with. It'd be almost like the Chupeng Ryong proxy that he did, except to much greater effect, because you don't have to worry about the counterattack.
I think that's a good point, actually. I think there is a high likelihood that Stork will be doing something like that. I really, there's not much you can do as a turn player if that happens to you. But on the other hand, it is a risk to go for it. I mean, you do lose one of your first mining probes. Your tech is also slowed down because of that, and also, obviously, you're going to have a gateway or whatever inside your opponent's base. That's going to cost you a lot if it doesn't do a significant amount of damage. So I mean, I think it's going to be between either going for a macro build or going for some super cheese. I mean, I don't know. I mean, one base strategy for Stork could work, but I'm still going to guess he's going to go for some kind of expansion or go for that early probe sneak and see what he can do inside of Fantasy's base. Now we're seeing this Reaver micro here from Stork. It just, the tanks I think didn't absorb full hits. Or at least one of the tanks didn't, and yeah, here's some nice micro from Fantasy, really showing that the kid knows his stuff also, because he managed to target fire the Reavers really well in this case, and also he targeted fire the Reavers really well later on too, I think, just picking them off, before they could do a lot of damage.
I would just like to announce here real quick that the Moletrap that is in the Team Liquid channel is the real Moletrap. It is me, so all of you people that are like, oh, it's an imposter, Anyway, moving on. Sorry, I just had to cut in there with
nice.
that. Also, shout out to Lemon Walrus for no reason at all.
Yeah, no reason shoutouts.
No, shout out to Team Liquid. They did advertise our stuff really well on their Brood Warriors forum, and shout out to all you guys from Team Liquid watching, and from all the other sites too, and of course all of our viewers, Moletrap and I, and KnightofNi's viewers who are following us here. Big shout out to everybody.
Yeah, big shout out to you guys. Thanks for watching.
And shout out to the Elephant, who I'm currently on the run. I won't go into that, but yeah, looking forward to the next game. Looking forward to Stork finally taking the win here. Should be interesting. I think Fantasy's gonna go down here pretty soon. I'm sorry. I gotta apologize for being such a Stork fanboy. I do kind of tout him a lot.
A little bit.
Seriously, though, I mean, just again, going back to what I said before, if you look at the way Fantasy's been playing lately, and you look at the way Stork's been playing lately, I don't think it's unfair to give such an advantage to Stork in this situation.
No, not at all. It's not unfair. I mean, I went into this with a prediction that Stork would win also, and I think on Plasma he's defeated. Actually, that was actually the game he defeated Fantasy on. Yeah, I remember casting that. He beat Fantasy. Fantasy did with that game was Fantasy went for some really fast cheese. I don't remember if you casted it with me, also Moletrap, but I think it was in the round of 32 or 36, I guess. Actually, I don't know what round it was. It could have been the round
was
16
definitely
also.
round of 16.
Yeah, but anyway, so Fantasy actually went for a proxy Rax, I believe, and it just totally ended up failing for him. Like Stork just stomped all over it, and that was it for Fantasy.
And that's all it will be for Fantasy.
Yeah.
I keep getting distracted by different things, so I keep losing track of what I'm thinking. But
I like how these booth girls are just standing there looking over their shoulders, like, and smiling. I mean, do they serve any real function other than
their function
like
is
eye candy?
to be a better background image than the back of the booth for the shots like we're seeing right now, basically.
Yeah.
It's a little obvious. It's basically like, what are we gonna do to appeal to the male 18 to 30 audience? Well, let's put some hot girls in here. But they don't play StarCraft. Well, can't you just put them somewhere like in the boots or something?
You don't know they don't play StarCraft. Maybe they had to beat like a tournament of 127 other noobs to get to the spot to be able to beat
That's
Stork
true.
Booth Girl.
That's interesting point. But they don't play StarCraft well enough to be in the finals, unfortunately. But so you know, you're gonna have them in the booth instead. I mean, I'm sure they're helping them, you know, relay any messages of things that are going wrong if there's like a chair malfunction or something.
Chair malfunction.
Yeah, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, you see both these players just looking really intensely. You know, probably I don't know if they're still looking at their replays from before, but certainly both have got a lot on their minds right now. I wonder if those are
looks like he's
family.
asleep.
That could be the family of Fantasy, I think, because they're not looking too happy yet. So.
This next one's on Plasma, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it
it's on Plasma.
is.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was.
Right.
We were talking about Plasma before.
Yeah, this
Although that
map
is
is really...
Stork's family, and they're not looking very happy either. I guess everyone's just so nervous about it.
Yeah, none of the T1 people are looking very happy right now. At least Best isn't crying this time.
And Bisu doesn't have his eyes or his like what was
His mouth open.
The Bisu being shocked face. Yeah, the
Bisu face.
look.
Yeah, I haven't seen Bisu yet actually.